Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mayor Eddie Melton of the great city of Gary, Indiana, and we are back today giving another briefing and update on post-storm recovery here in the city of Gary after the recent event. Following the powerful storm that impacted Gary on August 11th, with winds reaching 99 miles an hour, we have assessed 2,097 damaged sites, and we're continuing to assess sites throughout the entire city. This includes homes, this includes infrastructure. So we want to thank everyone that's been reporting on 311. That has helped us track all incidents. And we'll go to our zoning map online, go to gary.gov, and you'll go to our planning and zoning page, and you'll see the maps exactly where certain images of destruction has taken place. So continue to use that site. We know that more than 80% of the reported impact involve fallen trees and blocked roads, with the heaviest concentration in Glen Park, in Miller, in the Etna neighborhood, also in Midtown and the Tolliston neighborhood. Again, devastation has reached every corner of this city, but based off the call volume, these are the high volume call areas. We've made significant progress, with over 75% of reported block roads are now reopened to the public. So I want to thank all of our members of the General Services and Public Works team. I also want to thank U.S. Steel for deploying 5 payloaders to help us remove the tree debris at the height of the storm. And many of our volunteer contractors have jumped in as well. At the same time, we know that there is still significant work ahead of us. We continue to assess conditions throughout our neighborhoods, and we're developing a strategic plan to address debris removal and determine repair costs for long-term restoration. We want to remind folks, if individuals need to throw away tree debris, we have made a temporary site available in North Gleason Park in the city of Gary, North Gleason Park, and that is for Gary residents. If you are able to transport that tree debris, branches and trees only, you can use that site, as we're going to gather the rest of that post the storm. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. This recovery will require more than local resources alone, which is why the city of Gary is working with federal, state, and regional partners to secure financial support needed to fully recover and rebuild. Now, what most of you really want to hear about is NIPSCO and restoration efforts of restoring power. I want to give a brief update. One of the biggest concerns for our residents continue to be the power restoration here in the city of Gary and throughout Northwest Indiana. We want to thank over 600 linemen that are in Gary right now. I want to reiterate, NIPSCO has never ceased or stopped working in the city of Gary. We have over an additional 150 linemen working on transmission power lines. We want to thank them and appreciate their safety. We want to share the latest update that was given to us in the restoration effort. According to NIPSCO, 81% has been restored throughout the region. That's the entire region in power restoration efforts. Customers with 59,000 remaining at 9 a.m. this morning. That was according to 9 a.m. this morning. And right now we're reporting this a little bit past 1:30 p.m. on this day. While this is encouraging progress, thousands of residents throughout Northwest Indiana and Gary are still without power. And we know there's still significant work to be done, and we're going to make sure that NIPSCO gets that done. I want to reiterate, this is clearly not just a Gary situation, this is a Northwest Indiana situation, and NIPSCO is still working in the city of Gary, which reminds me to tell folks to make sure if you're receiving information, please share, watch, review information on credible sources like gary.gov, like the City of Gary Facebook page, and other governmental pages and nonprofit and faith-based organizations that are sharing credible information. So we want to make sure folks are sharing that. Now back to NIPSCO, crews are actively responding, making repairs and restoring power as quickly and safely as possible. We know our residents are frustrated and exhausted, and we understand how difficult this can be during this time frame. The city of Gary will continue working closely with NIPSCO, and our emergency responders are also going to partner with them as well. Now, as we move to the next portion of our update, I'll be introducing a few folks. Congressman Frank Mervan. Next, we will be speaking with our Council President, Linda Barnes-Caldwell of the 5th District, also our Fire Chief, Larry Tillman, who will be speaking. So right now at this time, we'll be welcoming Congressman Frank Mervan.
Thank you, Mayor Melton, and thank you for your leadership and bringing us together. Right now, the most vital commodity in Northwest Indiana is accurate information. So I want to thank the mayor for putting this on. As the mayor mentioned, there are 600 linemen and women who are in our communities and throughout Northwest Indiana, thousands of them, who are taking time away from their family and making sure we restore with our power. And I, of course, want to thank the Madam President and the Fire Chief for being here today. My role right now is to be able to discuss FEMA, and Northwest Indiana's grit and resilience is being tested. Ultimately, my job is to make sure we're getting accurate information from FEMA. So this is the timeline, the time frame, and what is going on. Currently, the governor of the state of Indiana has declared a state of emergency. The President of the United States declared a national emergency in Indiana. Along with the horrible windstorms that went through Northwest Indiana and the region, Central Indiana is flooding. So there is a lot going on. Well, what does that mean to you? That means $5 million have been released by the federal government statewide for resources that can be used to make sure that we are responding to the emergency. Now, I expect, and there's been a confirmation with the conversations that I've had with the governor and with the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, that there will be a national declaration of emergency. So what does that mean to you? That means individuals, homeowners, and small businesses may be eligible for funding from FEMA. What I want you to know is that FEMA is designed to create your home to be safe, secure, and livable. And it is designed for those that are underinsured and uninsured. So do your due diligence to document every piece of damage that you have with pictures and with photographs or writing it down, and make sure that you contact your homeowner's insurance. This is designed, this FEMA individual assistance, is to be able to get your home to be livable. And so once that national declaration is declared, you can call 1-800-621-FEMA, or you can go online with disasterassistance.gov for the application. So ultimately, what I am telling you as a member of Congress, I want to give you accurate information about what this FEMA declaration means. Also, through the Department of Homeland Security, there is up to $5,000 of storm relief that is available. And you can go to the Indiana Department of Homeland Security Storm Disaster Fund website and be able to fill out that application. If you have any questions, and I know that you do, you can contact my office, Congressman Frank Mervan, and that number is 219-795-1844. Again, our perseverance, our grit, and our patience are being tested. Everyone is working in a collaborative effort with the local government, as I mentioned, the mayor and the city councils, the town councils, county commissioners, state government, to make sure resources are necessary for restoration and recovery. And as we do this, let's make sure we're compassionate with each other, check on the most vulnerable populations, do a mental health check for yourself, because every challenge that we face is extremely pressure-filled, and reach out to regional mental health. And if you have those types of questions, you can dial 411. So Frank Mervan here in Gary, Indiana, making sure you have accurate information about what it means when FEMA funds are released. And to the state and local elected officials, document and keep all the data so that when funds are available that you have put out there for recovery, you may be eligible to receive those funds. So I thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm going to share with you Indiana 211. In addition to connecting residents with assistance, we need to make sure that the full impact of this storm is documented. If your property was damaged, please take photographs and videos. Keep your receipts and records, and save any other information that can verify your losses. Please report that damage by calling 211 or visiting in211.org. The Indiana Department of Homeland Security is using 211 to collect this information, which will help officials document the full extent of the damage and support any future requests for a major disaster declaration. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Larry Tillman, Chief of the Gary Fire Department. I just wanted to bring more information about the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. As we continue this recovery, we want to make sure our residents are aware of resources available beyond the city of Gary. There is assistance available at the state and federal level, and I encourage everyone impacted by this storm to take advantage of those resources. The Indiana Department of Homeland Security's August Disaster Hub is now available. The hub includes information and application for the State Disaster Relief Fund, specifically the August 11th storm. Impacted Hoosiers may qualify for emergency aid grants up to $5,000. These funds are intended to help families with essential needs, including clothing and uninsured medical devices, particularly those who have been displaced from their homes. I encourage everyone impacted by the storm to visit the August Disaster Resource Hub to learn more about available assistance and determine whether you may qualify for support. To learn more, visit in.gov/DHS. That's in.gov/DHS. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank Congressman, the Councilwoman, and the Fire Chief for their leadership and support during this time of all of the residents and citizens. Just a couple of updates, then we'll close. We're happy to announce a new partnership with AT&T. AT&T and their wireless programs. As we continue this recovery, we know that keeping residents connected is just as important as providing financial and emergency assistance. Communication remains critical for families. Receiving updates and assessing resources and staying in contact with loved ones during emergency situations like this. After conversations with AT&T, they will be waiving overage charges and provided unlimited talk, text, and data for AT&T postpaid and prepaid customers with billing addresses in areas impacted by the storm. And yes, that will be the city of Gary and many others throughout northern Indiana. This assistance is available from August 13th through September 11th. AT&T has also partnered with the Information Technology Disaster Resource Center to provide device charging lockers at Red Cross shelters throughout the service area, including the YWCA in Gary, Indiana. That's off 15th Avenue, I believe 150 West 15th Avenue, and also in Munster Community Park Social Center. These charging resources will remain available as long as they are needed. So we want to thank AT&T for their support on that. And importantly, FirstNet, which is a public safety network operated by AT&T, they have deployed a satellite truck to the NIPSCO facility here in Gary to ensure that the utility company has constant and frequent communication available to them during this recovery. For more information on AT&T disaster assistance and available resources, please visit go.att.com/disaster-updates. I'll say that again, go.att.com/disaster-updates. Also want to recognize another partner that is helping keep our residents connected. We would like to thank our partners at Verizon Wireless, who have also provided Wi-Fi and charging stations at the YWCA. These resources are giving residents the access and the connectivity that is needed during this time. And we just want to thank all of our partners. Lowe's and their corporations sent nearly 400 buckets of cleaning supplies to residents that we distributed at the Hudson and Campbell facility. And of course, NIPSCO and their just community partnership by providing free food yesterday and then giveaways. And we know this is a frustrating time, so we want to thank everyone and all of our partners and their patience and a lot of volunteers and nonprofit organizations that are traveling around the country still to this very moment. As we continue working together to restore our city and get Gary back on his feet, I want to remind residents that we are in this together, just like the Congressman mentioned, when it comes down to grit and determination. For the latest information, resources, and updates on our storm recovery efforts, please visit gary.gov/storm recovery and follow the City of Gary government Facebook page. We will continue to keep you informed every single step of the way. Thank you for your patience, your strength, and your resilience during this time. And ladies and gentlemen, we are a greater Gary because we are greater together. We thank you and God bless.